Even if he's not going for early ganks and kills here, just with how efficiently he has been clearing. He's got a 200 gold lead over Hambach individually right now, as Zazel will go for a visit mid. Gets the knockup onto Darkwings, and that's about it, as he will come in and try and keep his mid laner topped off. The Grubs have now spawned, and that is where the first action could break out here.
Everybody is here.
There's the Tibbers going down onto the level 5 Melio. No ultimate available, has to flash over the wall. Breath of Life could have been big there for Huhi, but just not quite there. Chaos Storm will come down onto Darkwings, as now the fight's in the river. Impact's knocked up, and he's about to fall down. The Cyclo for the first blood, but it will be a trade of kills as Hambach pops the Paranoia, and Contracts will go down for Impact.
Well, there's your first Paranoia, used at the tail end of the fight, gets the flash off of B-Boy's Victor. Contracts does get the first blood, but then he falls, and since Hambach stays on the map,
now the stun onto Darkwings. Is the burn enough? Deathfire Touch does a little bit, but not enough. Oh.
The fact that Sentinels doesn't lose on these spikes here, where there's a level advantage in the jungle and a level advantage for the support, is really good for them. This is definitely a fight that Shopify, if they play more together, I think they're able to win.
Yeah.
But they don't get the clean one-shot onto Huhi. It takes them a little bit of extra time to actually get that first kill. And then they also just lost a lot of tempo after that fight.
It's one of those moments where, like, if B-Boy was a little more connected when they looked for Huhi, they probably killed Emilio. If instead he was partnered with Contracts and Fudge, they'd probably get the kill earlier onto Impact. But it's a lot of ifs and buts. None of it actually amounted to a play there. As we come back to live, though, Contracts will be getting these 2 grubs. So at least, you know, winning the grub game overall.
Yes, sir. Also, remember, week 6 is going to be our LCS home ground, so there'll be a little bit of a schedule change there. LCS week 5 will be different teams. LCS week 6 will be getting the double C9 days, double Team Liquid days, double Lion days. Going to be a really good time.
Some fantastic League of Legends will be had in Mexico City as the charm lands there onto Rahel. Level 6 is there for Huhi, but he did not have the Breath of Life available, so you don't have to spend the time eating. No, I store the pills in my mustache.
Oh, I see.
There's a lot of space in there. Darkwing's coming down here into the bottom lane. Going to get engaged on by Zazel, but with Huhi behind him, he should be just fine. Looks like we're in for a bit of a slower ramp in this game. Game number 2 delivered on the bloody expectations for both of these teams, Jeb, but this time around, it's a much slower, calculated game.
Yeah, gotta wait for the big team fights to explode. Rahel, I think he's gonna have fun in this game. He's the one with an Enchanter. He's playing 80 carry as 80 carry was intended if
as
it was
David
designed
Freak
by 80
Turley
carries.
intended it. Yes.
That's exactly what
this
he did.
Is League of Legends, as Freak intended. Paranoia into the mid lane here, looks at Zinni. Has the flash available, will flash away from the fear as now Contracts going for the re-engage. Cyclone on Hambach, the Nocturne's down. Kill credit over to Zinni. Shopify Rebellion get the play in the mid lane.
Well played right there. You could see the Nocturne pressed his spell shield. Zinni didn't burn his stun. They waited it out, and then everyone just flew onto Hambach afterwards to punish him for that Nocturne game.
Now, what can they get afterwards? Contracts immediately looked for the Raptors, but Huhi and Rahel pushed him off of that, so I guess we're not actually going to get much.
But Contracts is just waiting a couple seconds more for his Cyclone, 7 seconds.
They'll be up for the contest, as now that's a teleport in from Zinni to the mid turret. Teleport in now from Fudge into the Banana Brush. Sentinels will back off from the Herald. Now they got 2 TPs. It looks like that is enough for them currently, as they will let the Herald reset, and now it's Shopify Rebellion that are in the river and on the objective.
Yeah, they just wanted to back up temporarily while Fudge came in with that giant shield.
Now Paranoia into the mid lane here, looking at Zinni. No flash available on the Anne. He's able to Proto Belt back to safety. Hambach barely lives as Rahel gets the kill credit. Zazel's looking to chase and continue the fight. Now Contracts comes in with a Cyclone, but Rahel is out of there. Back to the safety of the mid lane turret. Darkwings can't quite get out for now, but will, with the help of Impact, tag in the Croc. Look at Contracts. His teammate's going to keep him alive as he's chased all the way to the bottom river. And Sentinels will not find a kill, neither will the Rebels. Zinni's the only one that goes down in the mid lane, but we went from Herald to Dragon, and I guess the Rebels will just start this one up.
That's funny. Nobody had enough damage to finish anybody off in that fight, and Shopify end up picking up their own Drake on the back end of that one. You can see still no first item for B-Boy. Zinni just with the Proto Belt. They do kill Zinni, who's flashless at the start of this fight, and then narrowly live on a couple of different people. So Hambach takes a bunch of damage, 2 spells burned to burn through the spell shield and get the stun by Hambach. But then Zeyzal here trying to get the flash engage, getting the charm, but the ultimate comes through from Melio, just allowing Rahel to flash out. And then at the end, like, they just kind of run out of spells to fill Darkwings. And I think this is where it got a little bit silly. Impact was not going to kill anyone at the end there. Stressful fight for Golden Glue. Oh my god.
Never a good sign when the coach puts the hands on the head. Thinking, what went wrong right there? The Rebels were down a member, but still get the Dragon. 4 minutes till the next one. No kills at the Herald, though. I mean, yes, Zinni goes down on the setup, but the Herald was not where the fight ended up actually culminating. Instead, it chased down bot side as Impact's not able to get onto Fudge right there. Fudge back to the safety of his bottom turret. Multiple members of Sentinels around, though. Looks like they want to continue the play onto the Zehen. The passive is not sacked up. That's a flash forward from Impact. Paranoia under the turret, and it's easy peasy. Hambach with the kill. Sentinels pull off the dive.
Nicely done there. No messing around. Flash into stun. No chance that Fudge would be able to get that passive up.
Also, question for you, Jad, and for everybody in chat. Do you know the 3 states of matter? Solid, Liquid, and the Gas South Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, where the LCS Championship will be headed from October 3rd to 4th. Tickets are on sale right now. Scan the QR code. I'm really happy that the prompter went that direction because I did not read ahead. Whatever was on that prompter, I was going to say with full confidence.
Full trust.
Full trust, and they did not betray me. Shout out to the prompter writers. I'm going to imagine that one was man. I'm just going to give him credit there. Impact getting chunked out by Zinni. Oh, I heard Grapes in my ear saying you're welcome. We've shouted him out too much on broadcast, though. Yeah,
ego's going to get too large.
I know, yeah.
It'll be almost as large as our stats guys.
Leo, Grapes, man. Who are we missing? Shout out Big G.
Big G.
Yeah. Graham. All right, well, Zinni getting chased down by Impact right here, but the team's behind him. Cyclone from Contracts will lock down the Crocodile. Impact almost gets out with the help of Hui. He's healing up a lot, but not enough. Contracts gets the kill.
Yeah, Hui burns everything there. Cozy Campfire, Breath of Life, and his heal cannot save Impact, who just was completely outnumbered. So Shopify had a lot of extra time there to go for a play. Now Realm Warp.
Plus the Realm Warp coming in onto B-Boy. He has the Flash, he has the Arcane Storm, and Sentinels do not have the damage to take down that Victor. B-Boy gets out.
Really clutch Gravity Field right there. Gets the stun onto Nocturne, and then later the stun onto Darkwings. Just perfectly placed on top of the Realm Warp so he'd be able to fall back into his turret. Cost him his Flash, but I'm sure he'd rather that than be dead.
Interesting, though, on the tail end of the play, even though Impact went down top lane, the top turret goes the way of Sentinels. Rahel and Huhi are there, and Rahel actually benefits from that. 1,000 gold up over B-Boy currently. We talked about him playing the 80 carry. He's getting engaged on by Zinni, but that's not enough burst damage, and Zinni did not want that fight! Huhi in the back pocket of Rahel will keep his carry alive. Sentinels with the outplay.
Zinni saw, led with the W on Annie. They might have been able to get more damage, but either way, they got the flash.
That means no flash for the Renekton engages, no flash for Rahel either. I'm gonna keep my eyes on that as these next fights could break out. Paranoia onto the top lane yet again. It's Zinni in the side lane. The team is coming in to try and back him up as Dominus is popped by Impact, and this time around the Rebels are there to back up their mid laner. Darkwings flies in, shut down by B-Boy, and Shopify Rebellion are the ones that get a kill.
It's time to get back to basics on these Rise plays. Like, just use your ultimate very carefully or don't use it at all. That was a fine play, but you could see the call for Sentinels was to go in. Like, that's why Impact would use his Dominus to move in, but then Darkwings kind of gives one up there. And that's probably going to be soul point for Shopify if they rush. I mean, Teleport is up. Shopify's not really playing around. It just seems too hard for Sentinels to contest.
Dragon for Shopify Rebellion. They are 1 away from the Chemtech Dragon Soul.
Stresses is happening now as Sentinels go for this Baron.
Hambach starting up. Rahel, Huhi TPing Darkwings in as well. Impact at a forward position. Has the Dominus back up and available. Shopify will walk forward. Zeyzal now spots it with the ward. So the Rebels have an approach. Impact's looking for a flank around the side. Watch B-Boy, watch Zinni. Paranoia comes out as the Baron is stolen!
Contract steal!
Contracts just gets in there and snipes it away. Zinni goes forward into stasis, will fall down. His Impact is traded 1-for-1. Fudge goes in, Grim Deliverance straight onto the back line. Darkwings is out of there. Fudge looking at the support. That's flash out of Huhi. Rahel and Hambach limp back to their turrets. Shopify Rebellion get the Baron in the fight.
The Baron Steel Goat. Contracts gets another one. inside the Nocturne Paranoia.
Yeah.
Normally, when you're doing these fake out Nocturne ults, it's to secure the Baron, so that's what's happening. So Impact is faking the flank as Hambach ults, and then Contract says it's probably close, and just inside his Wukong W, just presses the button at the right time. That's gotta feel good.
Cool down as Shopify keep the Baron-powered wave bot hitting the inhibitor turret. Fudge, meanwhile, will take the tier 2 turret in the mid lane, and things are going up for the Rebels. Jat, they're on the precipice of punching up. This was the team that they needed to beat if they wanted to improve their standings from Spring Split, show that they're not just a team that can eke into playoffs, but instead a team that can make other teams sweat. Contracts with the engage, Cyclone on Hambach underneath the inhibitor turret, followed up by the team. B-Boy on a killing spree. Fudge with the Grim Deliverance will force Rahel to flash out of there. In goes Impact, big crocodile, but not enough damage as the inhibitor will fall. That's mid and bot inhib down. Sentinels will live for a little while longer. The Rebels will walk away.
I mean, Shopify gets so much with that Baron, and I feel like Sentinels just got very greedy. So you can see the bot turret getting destroyed there. Impact spent so long pushing that wave in, and I think Sentinels thought that Shopify was going to respond at some point.
Yeah.
But they just stayed there. They just kept fighting. They took 2 inhibitors. They even killed Hambach. And now was a 5,000 gold Baron power play. It's 2 inhibitors down. It's going to make it much more difficult for Sentinels to make it to contest this Soul. Because I think all Sentinels really wanted to do with that Baron was just buy time, maximize gold, and then carry the game with Rahel's Lucian. He's still in a good spot. He's a 4-item Lucian Melio that can still carry the game. It's just going to be harder now that they've completely lost control of this mid and bot wave.
Impact pushing that top turret in, does get the turret, but the inhibitor did not go down to the wave. So Shopify have 2 waves with auto priority. Baron's coming up in 2 minutes, but the bigger thing is that Dragon Soul in 45 seconds. Paranoia comes in. Impact found a flank onto the support. Zazel takes a blast cone away. Sentinels in the brush. They hard engage. He's trying to keep them alive. Breath of Life will not be enough for Dark Wings. The hero of Sentinels has been cut down as Shopify Rebellion with that 1 kill have eliminated all of the gold lead that Sentinels had on their side. They're back on the Baron.
Gold lead doesn't matter if you never have a good condition to fight. That is going to be the Baron for sure. I gotta see how much damage has actually been done in this game. Darkwings has also been pumping damage in teamfights, so really important that they were able to get him down as the second Baron goes over to Shopify.
Concerning for Shopify picking up their second Baron.
I can keep both even.
Yeah, but push mid again and then watch for TP.
They
want to fight now, by the way. Just chill.
I have Junior.
Lucian flash 20
I'm
seconds.
split off here. I'm kind of trolling.
Come to
I'm okay. He's gonna
guys, we just...
Go.
Wait.
This is it.
This is good.
Stay on
Rigel
Rise.
flash.
Rise has to die.
I will kill Rise.
Yep.
Rigel flash.
Nice.
Guys.
Go tunnel flash.
I love it. I love hearing those types of calls where they're on the same page. You can hear them saying, they want to fight us right now. Don't let them. Back off. They got to reset. They got to go for the super minions instead. Now Paranoia back into the mid lane again. Focus on B-Boy, but he is A-OK. Even with Impact trying to get on top of him, they just can't do any damage to the Victor. Contracts goes into the GA. Rahel now getting engaged on by Fudge. Pulls back 2. Fudge onto the back line is unleashed. B-Boy's on a rampage. Impact goes down. Double kill to B-Boy as Shopify Rebellion win the scrap in the mid lane. It'll be a 3-man defense from Sentinels.
They still have a ton of damage alive though with Dark Wings and Rahel. So Shopify have to be very careful here.
Sentinels maybe want more. The Realm Orb goes out from Dark Wings. He's only hitting the clone right now. His Contracts is able to get away. Fudge now chasing down Rahel. Lands the slow, does not hit the dreaded return. Sidestep by Rahel. B-Boy though, buying Fudge the space he needs. Dark Wings now getting re-engaged on by Zazel and Contracts. He's able to sidestep the knockup from the Rakan, but can he dodge out Fudge? Just chasing him down!
I think that's it!
Dark Wings has been grounded. Shopify Rebellion take the series 2-1.
They win a banger game 2 and 3. And I think this is a very important win for their season. They're not ecstatic because it wasn't clean by any means, but it's a very important win for their future. I mean, remember in spring, their only wins were against DSG and Dignitas, so getting this win over Sentinels is so meaningful.
much needed win as a team that's trying to climb the standings, trying to show that they are a threat to the rest of the league. Yes, it wasn't the cleanest victory. Yes, it required Game 2 Sentinels to just kind of throw their bodies at them. But this time around, despite the fact that Dark Wings was poised to carry, they found the right pick at the right time to get that Baron.
Yeah.
And used their pressure much better than I would have expected this team to if you had asked me week 1, week 2. I think this is a team that's improving. I can't wait to hear what the Lounge has to say about that game.